Wonder Egg Priority is a masterpiece, and it is easily my favorite animated series of the year, Owl House included. Sure, there are a few flaws, some that bother other people more than it bothers me, but nonetheless, I am greatly looking forward to the OVA special finale of the first season. So, in a couple of other videos, I have briefly brought up Wonder Egg Priority as a recommendation, claiming that it is a modern masterclass, one of, if not the best animated series of the year. It was pretty much everything: conceptually fascinating, emotionally devastating, chilling and uncomfortable, and riddled with charm and character. I didn't expect the finale to wrap every point up, but I did somewhat expect it to use up its runtime effectively. And I don't think I've ever been more disappointed in my life. It's not as awful an ending as Promised Neverland or Game of Thrones. Hell, it's actually kind of fine for what it is, which admittedly puts it above the Star vs. finale. God, that fourth season was terrible. But in comparison to the rest of the first season, this finale was... Okay, let's talk about the episodes prior first. It's no denying that Wonder Egg Priority was winter 2021's biggest surprise, with a perfect first episode that introduced us to the titular character that is Ai Oto, as well as the rules of this Persona 3-esque universe. Or is it more like Persona 4? I don't know. When she sleeps, she's thrown into a dream where she has to protect one of many girls who committed suicide by fighting off a collective of metaphors for bullies and bystanders until time runs out, using her pen as a weapon, which is, fun fact, her coping mechanism for her problems. The same goes for Nehru, Momo, and most importantly Rika, with her razor blade and self-harm in regards to her family issues. This very concept is fascinating to a T, just exploring the many reasons and situational factors of why people do this to themselves, as well as just being a good slice of life psychological horror, with us exploring each and every one of these characters and their very entertaining interactions. Every detail is presented as a mystery, leaving the viewers to rewatch the episodes over and over, at least those who couldn't pick up those details initially. I mean, I could. People's real problem was the introduction of Frill, which is warranted. Also, Kotobuki, what was the point of her? But I will defend Doppelganger I until the day I die. That climax was important because it shows the contrast between what she was before and who she's grown to be now. And about Frill, I get the notion that her involvement simultaneously oversimplifies and overcomplicates both the themes and logistics of the show, but I honestly thought they could have gone all Wonder Woman and have Frill only be enhancing the temptation of death, and once she's defeated, it would barely change anything, and the only way the game was going to help anyone was by actively helping people in real life, which I think could be really powerful. If they decide to go that route, which seems unlikely, because right now, with where the OVA finale has left us off, it doesn't look like it'll reach the same heights as before. Pretty much everyone has regarded this episode as a massive disappointment, and I would agree. It was said that it would be an hour long, with it being the real conclusion of the first season, with quotation marks, and with where we left off at episode 12, it wasn't certain if this would tie up the loose ends of the entire series, or if it would have a cliffhanger. Turns out, half of it was basically episode 8, and the other half is one gigantic cliffhanger that brings up more questions than answers, like, Kotobuki is here now? And don't get me started on the reason Koito committed suicide. I am not going to be happy unless there is a full-on discussion about it in the show. But I will say that despite the god-awful pacing, the few revelations in this special did make some sense. Nehru being a robot did explain some aspects of the story: her deadpan emotionless demeanor, her gradual touch with humanity, running the company, and most importantly, why her sister may have provoked her. The victims they saved having no memories is an interesting idea, continuing the philosophy of how the price of a free gift, the initial Wonder Egg, isn't necessarily in money but in circumstances and emotional devastation. Still, the characters don't feel like they're the same characters as in the first season. There are no answers about Frill, her minions, or the organization, and absolutely nothing resembling a callback, which, gee, wouldn't that be fitting for a finale? You know, us weirdos have to stick together, end of discussion, you know, stuff like that. Even with its flaws, Wonder Egg Priority was a 9 out of 10 before, and was easily my favorite show of the year, but now, honestly, it's dropped to an 8, maybe even a 7. I really hope the second season will pick up things a little bit better, but as of now, I'm just not happy with what my favorite animated thing of 2021 has become. So, what happens now? What is there to do that may fill the void of emptiness and disappointment that the OVA left us with? Easy! A ton of other incredible shows to watch! Sunset Paradise is seriously on a roll this summer. I haven't entirely caught up to it, but so far I'm pleased with what Glitch Productions has given us. I'm still not a big fan of what they did to the newer episodes of SMG4, definitely giving it an 8 out of 10 for now. Also, there's The Owl House. The first 5 episodes of the second season are coming to Disney Plus pretty soon. Speaking of the first 5 episodes, they're amazing. If I had to rank them from weakest to best, it would be Echoes of the Past, Separate Tides, Keeping Up Appearances, Escaping Expulsion, and Through the Looking Glass Ruins. Especially Through the Looking Glass Ruins, which was a fun, lighthearted, emotionally devastating masterpiece of an episode already, and then the thing happened, and I could not breathe properly for the next 20 minutes, but I know for certain fans that may have lasted a little longer. Oh yeah, and Aquatope of White Sand, which totally didn't just have the perfect first episode. Yeah, it might emotionally wreck me as it goes on, it might. Oh yeah, and KyoAni's long-awaited 20th Century Electric Catalog had its first trailer released, and I totally did not freak out. Yeah, I totally didn't collapse in awe of how gorgeous it looks. Tell me what you'll watch to fill the void that Wonder Egg Priority left you with. And in the meantime, tell me your thoughts on not just the finale, but on the entire series. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.